What's up guys, Wild and Customs here, and today we're going to take a look at Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Bumblebee. This is the new version from the first edition. Looks pretty good, looks pretty cool, and let's open them up. Alright guys, so here is Bumblebee out of the box in vehicle mode. Looks pretty cool. Over here he has his two cannons, which is really nice that these come with two of them. Not like the first edition only came with one. But I like this. I like this a lot. I was playing around with it already. Definitely I like this a lot better than the first edition. Here's the first edition right now in vehicle mode, just to compare the two. Vehicle mode, they're both basically the same. Actually, this one's a little smaller. You could tell, obviously. But if I have to give anything, you know, I actually prefer not having the Autobot symbol in the front. I think it looks a lot better. But then it's basically the same thing, though. Just one's a little bit bigger than the other. I would prefer to have the rims painted too, but I could easily do that myself. Overall, pretty decent and pretty much the same, I would have to say. And here is also just a comparison with the rest of the guys. Here's Wheeljack, Cliff Jumper right here, and we got the new Robots in Disguise Optimus, for the hell of it. It's like a short comparison like that. Alright guys, now to transform Bumblebee. Actually, I like it. It's pretty easy. Of course, guys, you could always fast forward if you don't like or care to watch this, but what I like to do first is just open the doors. This is pretty cool. You can actually open the doors a little bit. I like that. After that, just bring down the feet. Separate them. Just kind of fold them out. Just like that. Pretty easy. Pretty, actually all the Bumblebees I feel like always like that. And after this, it actually gets pretty easy. You bring this down, fold the back window in, and this is where it actually could get easy but kind of hard at the same time. From here on, it just folds in by itself, which is pretty cool. There we go. So what I do, I kind of like to separate it, just loosen up a little bit, and then as you separate the arms, everything just comes into place a little bit. And you want to just straighten up the body. And there you go. Bring this down all the way. And there you got Bumblebee. It's like that. Actually, you know, it's supposed to go down a little bit more, I think. I think people say that this whole action should be down like that, maybe just a little bit. It's not that bad. Alright, there you go. Alright guys, so here is Bumblebee in robot mode, and I have to say, easily my favorite Bumblebee in a while, if not overall. Just a lot of things to talk about this guy. First off, let's talk about him compared to the first edition. And here he is, the first edition Bumblebee. You know, overall, obviously this one is the more show accurate, I feel like, just in detail and design. But you know, there's so many bad things about this figure, like the loose limbs, the horrible design where like all the panels feel like they're gonna come off and they don't even move the way it should be. Joints always just popping off. You know, really turned me off on this figure. You know, it looks great, but then when it comes to overall like mobility and the whole design of the figure itself, it's just pretty poor, I feel like. Well, this figure, or I have to say, you know, a lot sturdier. You know, all the joints feel nice and tight, or they have nice ratchet joints actually. A little bit shorter, but I actually think it's better because I hate when they make Bumblebee so huge when he's not supposed to be that big. It doesn't really fit with the rest of the characters. But you know, there's so many things about this guy. Just always on and off when it comes to a Bumblebee figure. But this one's pretty good. I like it a lot. The only thing I don't like about it, well, actually something that's new, is this whole head thing when the whole figure just popped. I noticed that in most of these new figures for the Prime figures, where the last piece, he just folded all in and whatnot. Just like, I think Cliff Jumper was like that also. But yeah, so definitely pretty cool. Articulation, we got ball jointed head. He has swivel. Is he? Yeah, swivel elbow, shoulders. Sorry, but he has like a move in here that's kind of like for shoulders to go up and down also. He has a bicep, elbow, no wrist articulation. He has hip, ball jointed hips, sorry, thigh, knee, and toes. So standard articulation, a little bit different here on the shoulders, but it all still works, and you still get the same poses. It's a little bit hindered though because of the shoulder pads actually move also, but you gotta get into the right position sometimes to get his arms up like that. But definitely a really sturdy figure, which I like the most about figures. Sometimes I hate, sometimes figures could be really nice looking, but if the design of it sucks and always falls apart or you can't pose it, then it's pretty much useless, I feel like. This one's really good. The sculpt is definitely 10 times better. The color scheme's a little bit okay. I feel like there's a lot of mismatching yellow paint some places, but not really that noticeable. You really have to nitpick it to notice that. But yeah, definitely a great figure. I'm actually happy I finally got this one. I actually held off for a while, but there's so many in stores these days, and I just picked it up for the hell of it. And definitely not sorry I did. And the best part about this, it actually comes with 2 blasters, unlike the first edition that one came with 1. So you actually have him 2 blasters in both hands, which is pretty cool. And they stick on pretty nicely and easily. So yeah, awesome figure. Size comparisons, here is BumbleBee with some of the other figures from the Prime series, and I think this is a better size. I like his height compared to the rest of the guys. I think the first edition one was too tall and too big. Here he is right here. It looks kind of, it looks way too big, I think, even next to Optimus. He shouldn't be that tall, I feel like. Maybe it's good for the other first edition Optimus, but not for this one, I feel like. I think this set right here is just perfect size. Yeah, it comes down to preference. Some people might like the first edition better. I actually love the second, the Robots in Disguise version. Paint apps are okay so-so compared to the first edition, but the overall sculpt and everything else, I think, is a big factor. Who knows? Maybe the other one is better. Some people might like the other one, but maybe I'll do a showdown versus the 2 and nitpick all the details and see what happens. But overall, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want, just pay attention. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And peace!